What do you picture when you hear the word millionaire? A sprawling mansion, a fleet of luxury cars, a different designer watch for every day of the week. It's a powerful image, but for the vast majority of millionaires, it's a fantasy. The reality is far less glamorous and far more instructive. The truth is, most millionaires are self-made. About 80 to 85% of them are first-generation rich. They didn't win the lottery or inherit a dynasty. They built their wealth, often quietly, through a set of deliberate habits that look nothing like what you see on social media. In fact, they might just be your neighbor, the one who drives a 10-year-old Toyota. Because one of the first and most surprising pieces of advice from the wealthy is to reject the appearance of wealth. 94% of them live on less than they earn. Nearly three-quarters have never carried a credit card balance. And that stereotype about clipping coupons. It's true. A staggering 93% of millionaires use them. It's not about being cheap. It's about being intentional. It's the first step in a blueprint that's less about secret formulas and more about relentless, unglamorous discipline. That discipline starts with a simple but profound principle: live below your means. This isn't just a suggestion. It's a non-negotiable rule. They know exactly what their family spends on food and housing. They spend less than $200 a month at restaurants. They understand that a new car is a depreciating asset, which is why 81% of them purchase their vehicles, and only about a quarter of those are new. This isn't about deprivation. It's about creating a gap, a surplus between what you earn and what you spend. And what they do with that surplus is the second pillar of their strategy: strategic and consistent investing. 8 out of 10 millionaires consistently invest in their employer-sponsored pensions. But they don't stop there. They invest outside of those plans, diversifying across stocks, bonds, and property. They aren't trying to time the market or get rich on a single lucky stock pick. They understand the almost magical power of compound interest, where your money starts earning money on its own. The core advice is to invest your way there. Because as your income grows, it's dangerously easy for your lifestyle to grow with it, absorbing every extra dollar. But how do you know where to invest? That leads to the third pillar: continuous learning. This isn't a passive habit. It's an aggressive pursuit of knowledge. Almost 9 out of 10 millionaires read every single day to improve their understanding of their job and industry. Over 85% read at least 2 books a month, and a majority listen to audiobooks, podcasts, and YouTube videos. This constant learning fuels their financial literacy, giving them the confidence to manage their money and make informed decisions, transforming them from passive earners to active architects of their financial future. This is why you need to subscribe to the Money Mad channel today. These habits, frugality, investing, learning, don't exist in a vacuum. They're powered by a distinct mindset. It begins with a formidable work ethic. Many report working an average of 58 hours a week, but the real key isn't just the hours logged, it's the passion behind them. An incredible 86% of millionaires enjoy what they do for a living, with about 6 in 10 actively pursuing a dream. This passion is the fuel for perseverance, because they understand building wealth is a marathon, not a sprint. This long-term vision is anchored by a powerful psychological tool: delayed gratification. They consistently choose future success over immediate pleasure. Driving an older car today means financial freedom tomorrow. Living in a modest town now allows for a secure retirement later. This is formalized through rigorous goal setting. They have daily, weekly, monthly, and lifetime goals. And while just over half the general population has a long-term financial plan, an overwhelming 84% of the wealthy do. That plan is their compass. But all the work and planning in the world is useless if you burn out. And this is where another counterintuitive piece of advice comes in. They prioritize their health as a critical asset. Over 3/4 exercise for at least 30 minutes, 4 days a week. 93% sleep at least 7 hours a night. They understand that their physical and mental energy is their most valuable resource. A tired mind makes poor decisions. A stressed body lacks the endurance for the long journey. Health isn't a luxury. It's a prerequisite for sustained high performance. But what happens when the plan hits a storm? When the market crashes or inflation soars? This is where the disciplined millionaire separates from the pack. They don't panic. They see economic downturns as opportunities. They maintain substantial cash reserves, often 12 to 24 months of expenses. Not just for security, but to be ready. When others are fearfully selling, they are strategically buying distressed assets. Stocks, real estate, entire businesses. At a massive discount. They are buying the dip on a grand scale. During periods of high inflation, they don't just watch their cash lose value. They adapt. They shift investments into assets that perform well when prices rise, like real estate, commodities such as oil and gold, and special government bonds designed to protect against inflation. They also favor stocks in companies with strong pricing power. Businesses so essential that they can pass on rising costs to customers without losing them. Of course, this raises the question of luck. Is it really all just discipline and smart moves? Millionaires themselves acknowledge it's a mix. They don't deny the role of being in the right place at the right time. Bill Gates, for example, has openly talked about the incredible luck of having access to a school computer in the 1960s. But the consensus leans towards what's called preparation luck. As the saying goes, chance favors the prepared mind. Their relentless learning, their calculated risk-taking, and their consistent hard work don't guarantee a lucky break, but they dramatically increase the odds. They put themselves in a position where luck can find them. These timeless principles are now being fused with modern technology. Today's millionaires are leveraging advanced data analytics and AI, not to replace their judgment, but to enhance it. These tools help create personalized investment strategies that can react in real time to market shifts. They're using blockchain technology not just to invest in cryptocurrencies, but to tokenize real-world assets like art and real estate, making them easier to trade and own fractionally. And as wealth grows, the strategies evolve. The advice that gets you to your first million isn't the same advice that gets you to 10 million or a billion. There's a clear difference between the everyday millionaire and the ultra-high net worth individual. The everyday millionaire focuses on accumulation, often using reliable, low-cost index funds and maximizing retirement accounts. Their goal is financial independence. The ultra-wealthy, however, shift their focus from accumulation to preservation and legacy. They use sophisticated teams of experts, lawyers, accountants, private wealth managers, often forming a family office to manage their fortune. They use debt strategically, borrowing against their assets to make new investments, and their portfolios are filled with private equity, hedge funds, and other alternative investments inaccessible to most. But perhaps the most profound shift is in the definition of wealth itself. When asked, most millionaires don't define wealth by the number in their bank account. Overwhelmingly, they associate it with financial security, the ability to provide for their family, and the freedom to do what they want with their time. For many, true wealth is a tapestry woven from family, friends, faith, and health. The money is simply the tool that gives them the freedom to focus on what truly matters. So the blueprint for becoming a millionaire isn't hidden in some arcane financial text. It's written in plain sight, in the daily, weekly, and yearly habits of those who have already walked the path. It's a marathon of discipline over a sprint of desire. It's a commitment to learning, a passion for your work, and the wisdom to delay gratification. It's about building a surplus, investing it consistently, and protecting your most valuable asset, your own health and well-being. The strategies may seem simple, even mundane, but compounded over time, they are what separate fleeting income from lasting wealth. The path is clear. The only remaining question is which of these choices we are willing to make for ourselves. Keep growing your financial knowledge and subscribe to the Money Mad today. Stay smart and stay mad. I will see you in the next one.